This is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP, looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the day's support, resistance and pivot levels and the Fibonacci's. It is Friday the 3rd of September. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, looking at the hourly candlesticks, bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see Bitcoin move through the pivot at 49,423 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 52.16. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Bitcoin to break back through to 50s. So barring an extended rally on day, expect that first major resistance level and the 23.6% fib at 54.73 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Bitcoin target 52,000 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 51.157. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 48.492 into play. Barring an extended sell on the day, Bitcoin should avoid sub 48. Second major support level sits at 47,689. Looking at the MACDs, we have a marked widening of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day. So that's bearish. Look out for a further widening to pressure Bitcoin further. On the EMAs, the 50s also flattened on the 100 and the 200. While still bullish, any narrowing would also add pressure on Bitcoin through the early part of the day. So key would be to move through the pivot at 49.43 and back through to 50,000 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failing to do that, the support levels will be. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, it's a bearish start. Going to need to see Ethereum move back through the pivot at 3783 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 3843. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Ethereum to break out from yesterday's high of 3838.28. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum target resistance at 4,000 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 3899. Failure to move back through the pivot will bring the first major support level 3728 into play. Barring an extended sell on the day, Ethereum should avoid sub 3500 levels. Second major support level 3667 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, similar trend widening of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day, so that's a bearish signal. On the EMAs, 50 is holding its ground on the 100 and the 200. So look out for any narrowing there that would put further pressure on. A further widening would support a rebound. So key would be to move back through the pivot at 3783 and break through yesterday's high to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will remain in play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, bearish morning. Going to need to see Litecoin move back through the pivot at 184 to bring the first major resistance level at 188 into play. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Litecoin to break out from 185. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 188 to cap the upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Litecoin target 195 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 192. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 179 and the 23.6% fib at 178 into play. Barring an extended sell on the day, Litecoin should avoid the second major support level at 175. Looking at MACD's marked widening of the bearish histogram at the turn of the day. That's coming off the back of yesterday's late sell-off and this morning's pullback. On the EMAs, 50s also flattened on the 100 and the 200, so look for a further narrowing that would put further downward pressure on Litecoin. So key would be to move back through the pivot at 184 and break out from 185 to bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that and support levels will remain in play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, also bearish. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP move back through the pivot at 1.2574 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 1.2919. Going to need to see plenty of support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to move back through to 1.29s. So barring an extended rally on day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 1.295 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ripple's XRP target 1.35s before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1.3295. Failure to move back through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 1.2198 back into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 1.2s. Second major support level sits at 1.1854. Looking at the MACDs, similar trend widening of the bearish histograms through the turn of the day. So look out for a further widening there to put downward pressure on Ripple's XRP. On the EMAs, 50 has narrowed marginally on the 100 and the 200, adding further downward pressure. So key through the early part of the day, move back through the pivot 1.2574 and pulled back through to 1.28 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will come into play.